Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. This is Big Girl Diary. Okay, I had some serious technical difficulties. Oh my goodness. When it rains, it pours. My audio wasn't working, and I'm like, okay. I don't know. Maybe they don't want me to be talking about our cheating women good mothers. Who knows? But let's see how this goes. All right. Let's see. I like this instrumental. All right. Okay. I know for the past year I have been beating up on women. I know I have. I know I have. Guess what? I'm still going to beat up on women. Okay, look, as a woman, me being a woman, um, I don't like what my crazy sisters are doing. I don't. Because my crazy sisters go out and do crazy things and then mess men up, and then they in turn bring harm on women who are undeserving. So, if I could shed a little light, hopefully get my crazy sisters in line, and let's get things going. Now, I posed a question, and before we even go any further, please go to my community section and look at the 45-second video. And that's what this video is based on, is that 45 seconds. Are cheating women good mothers? And I did a little research, and within this research, I found some very interesting outcomes. Now, the man in this particular 45-second video, walking down the street, distraught. I mean, he just was in another world type of distraught. Now, he was married to his wife for 12 years. Within those 12 years, they had 6 children, 4 boys and 2 girls. And for some reason, that particular night, I don't know what it was about that night, but she moved in her boyfriend and kicked her husband out. Now, the way he was walking and crying, and the police stopped him, and they thought he was drunk or okay, I'll put it like this, inebriated in some manner. And the male police officer took his bottle and smelled it and saw that it smelled only soda, no alcohol in it. He wasn't high. His whole world was just devastated. Now, he put everything into this woman. He put everything into his family. That's all that mattered to him, was him, his wife, and his children. So when she brought in this new man into their marital home and kicked out her husband, the children. Now, I asked that question. Those of you in here, answer this question. Are cheating wives good mothers? Now, I put up a let me share my screen. I put up a poll, and let's see what you say as far as the poll is concerned. Okay. Okay, give me a second. I'm sorry. So, here we are. All right. Okay, here. Okay, based on a short video, I feel so bad for this dad. Is a cheating woman a good mother? They need to come out of that bag. And so it's not a huge two people replied, but still, it's a survey. And both people agreed. And one person commented, and the person said, a cheating woman is not a good mother because she only thinks about herself. She's not thinking about thinking of the damage she is doing to her children. And that is absolutely right. Now, when you are married and you have a family and you are a wife and you seek outside of what you have going on, in my opinion, just okay. No, I'm not gonna put my opinion in it. The survey said, no, you're not a good mother. No, you're not. And no one ever thinks about the children. No one. It's all about self gratification. He's not doing this. He's not paying attention to me. She's mean to me. She doesn't love me. She doesn't pay attention to me. She pays attention to the children. I mean, either if it's a man or a woman, but I'm still talking about women. And yes, I have beat up on you pretty consistently. And again, I got to get my crazy sisters back in line and stop doing all this foolishness. All right. Hold on. Wait a minute. I got a question. Oh, thank you, Modern Mado. Let me see. Hello, I don't often see you live as Scotland. All right. Thank you. Oh my goodness, thank you. This means so much. Thank you. In Scotland. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Yeah, we have to, turn this stuff around. Now, I've been talking about feminism a lot, and feminism, in my opinion, has been dangerous to the family. And as you can see, I don't care where you are within the world, there is some craziness going on, and it's a woman blowing up her marriage. And this man, let me go back to mine. Let me bring it up. Let me share my screen again. Hopefully I don't get a strike. Oh, please, I hope I don't get a strike. This man was totally destroyed. I want to cry with him. Right here.
This man's 12 years of marriage had just ended.
What's going on?
I hope you can.
The police sat him down and listened to him.
Okay.
He felt betrayed by someone he had been married to for 12 years. He said he wouldn't waste time or do anything stupid because of his kid, and what he was drinking was just a soda. As the police thought about the situation, the police said this to him.
If your girl brought another dude there, 100%, that was the best idea ever for you to leave. That was awesome.
All right. So as you can see, oh man, as you can see, the man was just, his whole world was blown apart. I don't know if you were able to hear it or not, but he was walking down the street crying. I mean, just totally beside himself. And when his wife brought that man in their marital home, the only thing that what he could do, well, he had two choices, and the female police officer said you chose the right choice. He could either stand his ground and fight, or he can respect his wife's wishes and walk out. So he walked out with a blown up world. Oh man, my heart I feel for him. I feel for him. And he was talking about his children, 12 years. He couldn't believe she did this. Now, this sparked me to do a little bit of research, and I found something quite interesting. That, wait a minute, Madame Ludo, I hope I'm pronouncing your last name right. I do not always agree with you, but I'm always happy to hear a different perspective. Yet, feminism is merely the idea that women should be treated equally and just in society. The problem is that no, you're absolutely right. Now, I'm glad that you don't have to agree with me, and the fact that you don't is a blessing. And because we can learn from each other, because you could say something to me that I didn't think of. I'm like, oh, okay. And I may say something to you that might make you look at it differently, as you said, perspective. And I'm grateful. Thank you. Now, also, it says people are just horrible, both male and female. Yes, I don't think feminism is bad in itself. Now, I was a feminist because I did believe in equality, but these women are trying to take over everything. They want complete control. And no, 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 no. I don't want to take a man's place. Men are, in my opinion, are the best thing next to apple pie. I don't want to go out there and do the things that men do. No, they can have that. Women, some women go as far as saying, I am better than a man. I can beat a man. Now, I can't. I'll be the first one. Nope, I can't. I can't. I can't beat a man, nor do I want to. I want the person who's going to protect me. I don't want to be stronger than him. No, no. I don't want to be stronger than a man. No, I want him to be stronger than me, to protect, to provide, to do all the things that he's supposed to do. I don't want to go out there and work 8 hours a day and have my feet hurt. That's just me. But what the man in the video went through, I mean, I don't know what caused that situation to happen, but I did come up with some interesting theories. But before I get into that, I found a quasi study that showed the difference between the US and the UK. And I'm thinking, maybe the United States, maybe the United States may not be number one in something. No. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Let me find this study. Okay, wait a minute. I have everything all revved up. Okay, right here. Where's it at? Okay, here. All right, let me bring it up.
Hello?
Is this it? Yeah, this is it.
Okay. I'm here waiting for you.
All right, here. Now,
Okay.
this blew me away. Now, this is a simple article, but it says the top 5 reasons people have been tempted to cheat. But besides that, move that aside. Now here, look at European women and American women. Now, I thought this was very, very interesting. My partner stopped paying attention to me. Same with American women. The other person was really hot. The other person was there for me. For the European women, I was having doubts about my relationship. And the same thing that goes back and forth. Now, European men are saying the other women was really hot. Same with American men. The other women or the other person was really there for me. American men was people were hitting on me. It goes downhill. My partner and I weren't having enough mechs. Now I can't say what you see because I don't want to have issues with YouTube. They've been. American Man says, I've been having doubts about my relationship. I was bored. American Man says, my partner and I were not having mechs. So as you can see, but here's the kicker. Oh my goodness. Oh, you know. Okay, wait a minute. Wait. Hold on for a second. Now, the U.S. Okay, look, the U.S. strives to be the best in everything. Okay, we need to really rev that back and not be the best in everything, because we need to slow down in some ways, because this would not even be possible if we were to pull back. That man would not be on that highway crying the way he was. But let's get back to this. Now here. Okay, as you can see, Europeans and Americans. Now look, American women, American men, 99, 93. Europeans, 85, 81. They show more restraint. Here, the certain intercourse, the Europeans 83, 79. Americans again, 97 and 96. Europeans 81, 76. Americans again, 98 and 95. Come on, can we just... Okay. Besando, right? Kissing, 76, 60, 66. Americans, 88 and 80. Now, this is what I found rather interesting, the heavy petting. Now, the heavy petting, I'm thinking of this. Just, maybe don't buy. Okay, let me see. Madame Mado says, if you're unhappy with your relationship, break it off, but don't cheat. Absolutely, absolutely, most definitely. I agree with you 1,000% on that one. Don't drag people through that. And then here, it goes down to spooning, cuddling, getting emotional closeness. And here you see the U.S. is just 20% higher, and going out as a friend. And we just are just really high in those things. So when you see wild stuff that goes on over here, you see why. Now, I think Europeans have something right when they take back and just say, wait a minute, I don't want to destroy someone, and I'm going to rather, as Madame Mado said, break it off. That makes complete sense, but that's not what that woman did. She obliterated her husband with 6 children, 4 boys, 2 girls, and her husband took care of everything. And the only thing what she could do was move her boyfriend into the house and destroy him. Now, looking at what I just showed you is consistent in what this, let me bring it up again. Consistent with what this chart said. I mean, you know, Americans do all this dumb stuff. Well, not dumb stuff, but when you come out of context, keep it within context of cheating, yeah, it fits right in it. And the poor guy was totally obliterated. Now, there is something else I wanted to show you. Let me see. Um, okay, let me bring this down. Now, also, oh, come on. Okay. Do, 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 do. I can't think this. No, that's not it. Okay, now I found this. I found it quite interesting. Psychology Today, and why infidelity in relationships is so common. Now, for this woman to feel so comfortable and entitled to do this to her husband, let's take a little scratch and go a little deeper into this. Now, infidelity is rampant, and yet Americans demand monogamy. Now, if you look back at the chart that I showed you, the U.S. is off the chain on this stuff. Among the other mammal species, only 9% of mates for life. Now, as you can see, that's not us. And proponents of monogamy consist of open relationships. Do not work, but maybe it's time to rethink that. Now, as a woman, and I can only speak as a woman, and to my sisters here, I mean, we demand monogamy. We don't want to share anyone with anyone. I know I don't, and I know you all don't. No one wants to share their man with anyone else, nor do men want to share their women with anyone else. Now, as I go deeper into this, we're going to get a little deeper into this. Wait a minute, did I miss anything? Okay, no. So I don't want to say that we have to stay monogamous, but the thing is, how do we maintain being monogamous in a relationship to which this woman, apparently she wasn't happy about something or whatever it was within her relationship, she felt that she needed to go out. Now, let's go, let me share this again. Now here, okay, are humans naturally monogamous? Now, I would say, we should be. We should be naturally monogamous, but however, based on what they're saying, we're not. Okay, many insist that monogamy is natural. Actually, only 9% of mammals, as I stated before, among the humans prevalent of infidelity obliterates the assertion that the sexual exclusivity is innate. And here it says, Jacob in the Bible, he had 2 wives and 2 concubines for one man, and that was disastrous. Okay, here it says the 10 Commandments and how you shouldn't do that. But also the Mormons were polygamous until the 1890s, and huge families. And if you there was this movie, not movie, but it's a thing called Sister Wives. Okay, how you doing, Cindy? Cindy says, I agree with everything what you have said. Well, thank you. Thank you. And I don't want to share my man. I don't. And I know none of you want to share him either. And I know the men don't want to share their women, but it just goes left sometimes. It does. Oh, whoop, I didn't mean to do that. And Mormons, and let me see, there are other cultures to where polygamy, and as long as you're able to afford the wives that you have now, let me go back. Let me hold on for a second. Now, I don't want to deviate from the path too far, but there are some cultures to where a man can have more than one wife. And in some Muslim countries, you can have as many wives as you can afford. Now, in certain areas in Arizona, Utah, and other states, to where polygamy is allowed, you can have more than one wife. And back to what I was saying about the sister wife, the man had 4 wives, and he had a big family. And what I found interesting was that he had them all in one house. I understand why the first wife got to the point to where she got a divorce. I get it. It got a little bit to be it got a bit to be too much, but I deviated a little bit too far from the beaten path. Um, Let me bring it back up. Here in every U.S. metropolitan area and many rural localities have mechs and swing clubs. Okay, I didn't want to go there. That's not where I wanted to go. But here it just shows one together 15 years is monogamous and teaches in each for the women's birthday. Okay, where is it? Where do I want to show you? Oh my goodness, don't do this to me. Okay, infidelity is difficult to research, which is very true, because if you say, have you ever cheated on your husband? They're relying on you to be honest. Okay, so this survey relies on you being truthful. I don't know how many people say, yeah, I cheated on my husband, I cheated on my wife. But we got to take it as face value. So, I mean, I have to believe it if somebody's willing to admit that they cheated, which is a good thing. Well, not good thing that they cheated, but good that they're unveiling themselves to the researchers to find ways to make society better. Okay. Few willing to admit. I recall the survey showing that only a few or only a tiny percentage of married folks have ever strayed. And like I said, a lot of people don't want to admit that they, didn't tell the truth. But the admission of non-monogamy depends on how the researchers ask the questions, and that right there is true. So this right here is based on 4,800 married women. Now there is something else I wanted to bring. Okay, Madam Doe says, Cindy, I don't think I've... Okay, is it in common? I suspected. Okay. Now there is something else I wanted to show. Oh, right here. Okay, infertility statistics. This is what I should have shown. Okay, right here. Now, I find this quite interesting. Now, in the U.S., which we are extreme in everything that we do because we got to overdo everything. Extramarital mechs here in the U.S. between 1991 and 2018, the males 22.9. So the woman had a good man, and I could only assume he was a good man, how destroyed he was. The females 13%. Now here's the interesting thing. This is what really, really got me. Now look at the ages. Now you would think between 18 and 40 it would be off the roof. No. Where it is off the roof is between 41 and 54 and 55 and 64. I thought that was quite interesting. And then when you really stop and think about who's getting a divorce, they are around these ages. Right here. They're around these ages right here. And I thought, I looked at thinking about Jennifer Lopez. She got a divorce a couple of times. Ben Affleck got a divorce. Oh my goodness. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. I mean, the two of them got together by busting up Brad Pitt's first marriage. I mean, Jennifer Aniston, I don't think she ever recovered from that because I don't think she remarried. I truly don't. But as you see this, it only goes according to what I was saying earlier, um, about the guy. Now here, adultery as a primary cause of divorce, more than one extramarital affair. The first marriage ends in divorce. Now, one can safely assume that his wife, the man's wife, that wasn't her first rodeo by her being so bold to say, okay, husband, get out. He's in. That couldn't have been her first thing. No. Mm-mm. No. Okay. Okay, Madame Nadeau says, it doesn't matter if monogamy is a natural thing for the human primates or not. We have a big problem. I'm sorry. A big old brain that overrides many natural behaviors. Yeah, you're right. I mean, we sometimes we are thinking with the wrong, let's say the wrong body part. We should be thinking here and we're not. We're thinking someplace else. And you are absolutely right on that one. Okay, wait a minute. I didn't mean to do that. So the wife, I mean, just by what she did. Now her here it is, the unfaithful woman. And I want to cry with that man. Have you ever considered getting a divorce or separating? Now here, 72% says yes and 27% says no. Do you think having kids is the only reason why you haven't pursued a divorce? 43 said yes and 29 says no. 29% says no. Now, I would think before some women will say, okay, no, I'm going to stay there because of the children, not unless if there is some type of abuse going on or some type of substance abuse, some type of physical abuse, whether if that's going on, then yeah, go. But if that isn't it, like I think that woman that brought in another man into her house, I don't think abuse was the issue at all. No, I just, hold on. I don't want to say that. I want to prove some things. Okay, now there is something else I want to show. Okay, Cindy Miles says, it is very interesting. People think it's not a woman to have an affair. Not that no woman does, but most of the time, or most of them are monogamous. Yeah, now that right there is true. Two things can be true at once. Now, there are women that will go out there and will cheat. But from what I showed you, it's higher for men. Let me see. Cindy says, I'm not saying that women are monogamous, but that's what a lot of people think. Yeah, 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 yeah. You're right about that because perception is what, how can I say, runs a lot. It runs a lot. But in this case, that was true about the woman, his wife. Now, she felt quite comfortable, and she's one of that percentage that will go head out and cheat. And apparently, she did it more than once based by her behavior. But there's something else that I want to show you of why. Here's the interesting part: why They had this chart, and I want to find the reasons why people cheat. And I thought it was interesting. Is this it? Oh, come on. I am so sorry. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Let me X this out. Now, this right here is going to really, let me share my screen again, really throw you for a loop. Because it threw me for a loop. Oh my goodness, I'm thinking, oh, this is something. I never thought about it in these ways. Now here. Now, the type of person to get cheated on most often. Now, most research only talks about who does the cheating. Now, this was a blessing in disguise because now it's showing who gets cheated on and why. And I'm like, I gotta present this because I really don't hear much of this being talked about. Only the person being cheated, who's doing the cheating. Brace yourself. I believe that the husband is an open person, a natural go-getter, go out there and work and do whatever, and the wife is the closed off person. And tell me if I'm wrong. Okay. All right, here. Okay. What types of persons get cheated on? And this is by Psychology Today, so lend some credit. Now here, it's the ultimate betrayal, which is most definitely is the ultimate betrayal. Okay, cheating research on infidelity has exposed many facets of the experience into how often it happens, qualities of relationships, and many leads into cheating, and traits of those who are more likely to cheat. But to this point, the research has largely ignored the non-cheater, the person uninvolved in committing infidelity, but gets cheated on through their partner's unfaithful behavior, certainly has not, isn't their fault, understanding as the potential. So here, let's take a look at this. Openness. So the researchers gathered information on personalities, asking participants as well as 29 different big 5 personality traits described to them. Now, I said openness. I thought that the husband was open and the wife was not open. So let's take a look at this. Openness, adventurous, curious. Openness and curious. Sorry about that. Openness and adventurous, curious, out there. Conscientious, responsible, hardworking, organized.
That's what I was doing.
I'm sorry. Agreeable and neuroticism, moody, nervous, worrisome, agreeable, caring, soft-hearted, and sympathetic. Now, the Gulch cheating that also enlisted a series of life's experiences and asking participants to check any that applied, including spouse, partner, engaged in marital infidelity. Now, I found this quite interesting, but it does get into, where is it? Okay. There's a second part to this. Okay. Obviously, a lot of things contribute to cheating in relationships beyond the personality. In her models, the research accounted for factors such as age, education, gender, race, ethnicity, religiosity. Even after statistically, accounting for those, the controlling for them, she found that across the entire sample, that those who were less conscientious, more careless, and less hardworking and organized were more likely to have a partner to cheat on them. Um, hmm. When she did a simulation analysis, or a similar analysis with the subsample of married individuals, she found that the same pattern for the conscientiousness, but also found that people who were more agreeable, more warm and helpful, were more likely to have their spouse commit infidelity. Just like I said earlier. Now, what does these results mean? Well, let me make sure. Are you seeing anything? Okay. Okay. All right, you're agreeing with it. Great. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, here. Now, what are the results? Now, first, it doesn't mean that it's a justification to blame the victim. Finding the correlation between a certain personality characteristics and partners' unfaithfulness does not show that you are to blame. Oh, okay, no, I blame you. If it happened to be an agreeable and an unconscientious person. So if you're agreeable, and you're unconscientious, then that's you normally attract your opposite. So if you're very conscientious and you're out there a natural go-getter, you normally attract the opposite. That's someone who's not a natural go-getter. You got to sort of like push them to do stuff. Get on out there, come on, move it, move it, move it. That's what normally happens. Now, there are times to where you might find somebody who's conscientious and they're just as conscientious, and then they're out there being conscientious together. While they're out there being go-getters, they don't have time to be unfaithful because they're too busy being goal-oriented. Okay. Oh, thank you, Madam Nadeau. I really appreciate that. I'm glad that you stopped by, and I'm glad you caught my live stream. Now, here, the cheating partner is the one who violated the relationship trust, and it's their fault. Which I agree, because they did violate, which the wife did. She violated so badly that she brought another man into their marital home. I know I keep on hitting that point home. That point is so big. It is huge. It's a huge point. Okay, though, let me see. Though being the agreement is generally a desirable trait, that the context of the cheating is possible that having a more agreeable partner embolden the cheater to feel that their transgressions would be more easily forgiven. What do you think about that? That right there is an interesting point. Do you think that if someone is agreeable and easily to forgive a transgression, is it possible that the wife, and it looks like that she has cheated before based on her behavior in this instance right here, it makes one wonder how many times has she cheated before, and how many times has he forgiven his wife for her transgressions until she said, "Okay, I'm done with you. I'm bringing him in." What are your thoughts on that? Throw something down in the chat. And if you want to call in, let me see, is my phone charged? You can most definitely call in. Oh, where is it at? You can call in at 202-981-9775. Got my phone right here. Oh, I got to put my little thing up. So what are your thoughts on that? Because he's agreeable, and it seems like that he is agreeable, warm-hearted, and easily to forgive. What are your thoughts on that? Okay, Cindy says, I think it's true when someone forgives it, like the other person feels that they can do it again. Yeah, especially if it's something that reoccurs. So if you did it, you're like, okay, I promise I'll never do it again. And then you do it again. Then it's like, oh, okay, I promise I won't do it again. Okay. For an example, you and your husband move in together, and then you have these cardigans, and then he gets so mad at you that he takes your cardigans and he throws your cardigans in the trash can because he was upset with you, and you forgive him. Okay, I'm going to buy more cardigans and I forgive you. And then he does it again. And he's showing a pattern, and he does it again. And then you do nothing to stop the behavior. He's going to keep on doing it. That's just my thought. All right, let me get back to it. Now, easy to forgive. But having low conscientious could also be a problem, as a researcher explains. Having an unreliable, immature, lazy partner can increase the stress and conflict when navigating the day-to-day responsibilities, such as paying bills, doing housework, doing household chores, attending work events, honoring personal commitments. Oh, that is so true. Oh my goodness, that is so true. Because if your word, and basically if your word means zero, then you can expect zero. Because the word really means nothing, because they're showing you they don't do what they should do to make the relationship move forward. They're just like, okay, I'm not going to do this. I don't feel I have to do this. I'm not going to do that. Just unfortunately, it happens. But we also have the individuals who themselves are in low conscientious and agreeable are more likely to cheat. Now, I found this one quite interesting. Very, very interesting. The logic, and I'm so surprised that they didn't. Okay, I'm going to leave that one alone. But it's logical that those same traits also played a role into uninvolved partners. People who get cheated on are in a relationship who share qualities with some people who have less likely to cheat in their relationships. The study found that the people who were highly conscientious and agreeable, along with low openness tended, do not commit infidelity. Very interesting. And here's backed up by some references. So it wasn't that I was just showing you just any old kind of thing. But Cindy says, okay, I already read that. Now, I'm going to see if I can play this again. Because the first time when I played it, you weren't able to hear it. Hopefully, you can hear it. Okay. Come on, please work. Okay.
This man's 12 years of marriage had just ended.
What's going on?
Okay, this is the guy right here.
The police sat him down and listened to him.
He is totally distraught. Okay, 12 years to marry her, and I got,
Okay.
I'm sorry, four boys and 2 girls.
He felt betrayed by someone he had been married to for
He
12
felt
years.
like he was betrayed for 12 years, and can you by any chance?
He said he wouldn't waste time or do
If
anything
you can,
stupid
please throw
because of
something
his
in
kid, and what he was drinking was just a
Can you hear
soda.
it?
As the police thought about the situation, the police said this to him.
If your girl brought another dude there, 100%, that was the best idea ever for you to leave. That was awesome.
Can you hear the video? Were you able to hear it? All right. I don't know. I couldn't hear it from my end. Let me see. In case if you want to come up, and if you would like to come up, please do so. What we'll do is this: push on a link, and then it will send you right up. Push on a link if you want to. So, based on what I showed you about the husband and the wife bringing in another man, and this was only based on his account, okay? Him being out there with the police, him saying what occurred. Now, he wasn't high, and he wasn't drunk, he wasn't inebriated in any way. He just was just completely destroyed by what his wife of 12 years did. Now, what are your thoughts on it? Do you think he was just doing his job that made her do it, or did she just simply do it because it's simply a part of her makeup? Because there are some people who do that. They simply have an opportunity and then they go for it, whether if it's a man or a woman. But since we're talking about women today, we're just going to stick with women. That she had an opportunity to shoot with another man. Now, here's another twist that we're not even talking about, and that is when women step out with another man, it's more of an emotional connection because women, we don't just go out there willy-nilly and just jump out there with just any old kind of man. There has to be some kind of connection. And sorry about that. And with his wife having a connection with another man, or who knows how many times she had cheated on her husband with this guy, to the point where she's like, okay, I'm ready to bring him in. Cindy said I feel bad for him. I think it was just part of her makeup. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, there are some women who can, and I can't put a percentage to it, so I'm just going to make it up off the top of my head. Okay, take it with a grain of salt. There is a certain minority of women who are able to how can I say, be with have male tendencies to where they can have a sexual relationship outside of the marriage and not be not have an emotional attachment. It's a strictly physical, getting whatever physical need that needed to be met. Um, oh no, my audio is acting up. Okay, thank you for telling me. Oh my goodness. I have to invest in another. Is it any better now? Is it? Is that any better? Okay. Okay. What about now? Is that a little better? Yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, now I'm putting a lot of this, and some of you may disagree, and that's okay. Whenever you disagree, irons sharpen iron. Okay. It only makes us better. I'm putting this at the feet of the new wave feminism. New wave feminism has hijacked the feminism that I know. Just simply about getting equal pay. Just that. Now to the point to where now we're these younger women, millennials and Gen Zs, are just wanting to tell a man, okay, I'm going to tell a man what you think, and I'm going to tell you how you should feel because it's what I think. And looking based on his age, he seems young. He may be in his 30s, his early 30s, late 20s. If they've been married for 12 years, well, they could have got married young. He might be maybe at 30, 34, 35. He couldn't be that old. But does anyone want to come up and, or if not, if you don't want to come up, you can call in. Here's the number. Oh my God, it's scrolling on. My number is 202-981-9775. Please call in if you would like to chime in on what's been said as far as the wife cheating. Chime in. And we don't have to leave it there. The conscientiousness meaning being a natural go-getter, going out, working, providing, being open, being an open person, being open to new people, talking, having, friendships, or being closed off to other people. Because when you're closed off to other people, you're not even going to give them the time of day. You're like, nope, don't like you. I don't like people. Hey Norma, how you doing? If you forgive them right away, if you forgive them right away, do not do it again, and they may try to be more discreet. Okay, but then they'll do it again and again and again. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There is some. There's truth. Um, there's a lot of truth to what you're saying because, especially if you're like one of those forgiving, forgiving people, very conscientious people, very self messed up. I forgive you. Hey, Nibs and Jabs, how you doing? How are you? I say a says a good example is how a bad woman can ruin a man. It's Meghan Markle and Jada. Oh my goodness, you are so right. I don't know, Meghan Markle. I don't want to give the LA type because a lot of people say, well, she's an LA woman and they're all about money and they are very transactional. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of sort of like Meghan Markle simply because whenever Harry looks at her, it's like, oh, Meghan, you're so beautiful. So silly. Yes, Meghan. Okay, okay. I mean, I get exactly because she was in Hollywood, an actress. Um, but Jada Pickett's, oh man, I was very hard on Jada. Now there's information coming out about Will that maybe, allegedly, possibly, because now she's saying that she's going to sue people if you even mention the happy, the first meaning of happiness, if you know what that word is. So by them not living together for 7 years, but portraying that they were living together and happily married for 7 years. And now that this information is coming out about Will living a possible, allegedly, maybe an alternative lifestyle. And then because I was really hard on him. Why would you have him, um, Chris Rock, and this, that, and the other? Now I'm like, okay, well maybe. Oh man, Jada. Oh goodness gracious, you can't defend her. You can't. Oh my goodness, you can't defend Jada. It is too hard to even. Oh man, she makes women look so bad. Meghan Markle is not as bad as all. Jada Pinkett Smith, Meghan Markle is a walk in the park. Um, should I look deeper into nibs and jabs? Look deeper into who? Meghan Markle or Jada Pinkett Smith? Living with her would turn anyone happy. Oh my goodness, Nibs, you got jokes. You got jokes. But yeah. Um, well, people are saying that Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith have lived an alternative lifestyle. They belong to go to those Hollywood parties where you allegedly take your keys or go into a particular room. I don't know. I've never been there, but this is what some people say. Now, Meghan Markle, she is not at the level to where Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith are. She is, was a rising actress. So her being a part of that group, I highly doubt it. I have nothing to confirm or deny. It's just simply what I see, and just it's simply my perspective. I could be wrong. Um, I could be wrong about that. So I'm not quite sure. Now, Jada, she did what her husband did. The people on the Jada did that. She brought a man into her marital home, even though that Will moved out. But the perception of what she did by going, oh man, Jada, what did you do that to your son's friend? Oh my goodness. That's on a whole new level of brah, brah, brah. I have no words for it. I mean, Jada makes that woman look a bit better, but what she did set Will on a spiral. He lost so much being with that woman. Oh, goodness. I don't know. I really don't know what to say about Jada. She's just nibs, nibs and jabs. Oh my goodness. But let me ask you this question, based on everything that I brought out, right? What are signs of a person who will get cheated on, based on what we were talking about? Now, Will Smith, yeah, he would get cheated on. Basically, you left your home. You left your home, and you were like, okay, Jada, go do you. Me, just keep it on down. But do you think Meghan Markle's would be the type to cheat on Prince Harry? Yeah. I don't know if you heard my mother or not. Yeah, nibs and jabs. Yes, Jada did bang her son's friend. 100%. You think um Meghan Markle would have no problem cheating on Prince Harry? And you're saying 100%. I believe you're talking about that. I kind of, yeah, yeah, yeah. I believe it because she was dating Pierce. What's his name? Pierce Niels. Pierce. I can't remember the guy's name, but he's really big in England. Pierce Morgan's. Pierce Morgan's. She was dating Pierce Morgan. She saw Prince Harry, and sort of positioned herself over there and snagged um, Prince Harry and left Pierce Morgan alone. So yeah, nibs and jabs. I have to agree with you. Yeah, I do. And I don't think she'll find anybody bigger than Prince Harry. I mean, whom else? Where does she go but down? Meghan Markle would be crazy if she were to rock that boat. Oh, and Amber Heard. Oh my goodness, Nibs, Amber Heard. Where does one begin with Amber Heard? Between okay, Johnny Depp was not was but is one of those conscientious people and forgiving people that made him. I don't want to call him a victim, but he saw Amber's beauty. He saw her youthfulness, and we got to keep in mind there was an age gap. What was it, like a 20-year age gap between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard? So it was easy for Amber Heard to go out there and cheat the way she did. And believe me, oh, Amber, that was so disgraceful. It was gracious to those guys and how it will be judged. She did. But I think someone even worse than Amber Heard is Evan Rachel Wood. I mean, she would leave Marilyn Manson. Okay, at least she had a little bit of tact to leave him and to go be with other men. And allegedly, she came back with a child, it terminated the child, then came back with to Marilyn Manson. It's a big mess. It is a big mess. And Marilyn Manson is a very conscientious guy going out there working, bringing home bacon and very open to people and kind-hearted. But when you have like a dragon slayer like Evan Rachel Wood who would slay the air, okay, that don't make sense. But she is one of those closed-mind people, but she is conscientious. She's out there working, doing and extremely talented. But she just took. Man, I feel bad for her. Oh my goodness, I feel so bad for them. Whenever I think about it, I'm just like terrible, terrible, terrible women. And women like that make it hard on the rest of the women who believe in fidelity, who believe in family, who believe in keeping things together. And the women that I talked about are the ones. I can't say that Meghan Markle destroyed Harry. I think Meghan Markle. Keep in mind who Princess Diana was. Keep in mind of that because she was not Jada is a terrible. Thank you, thank you. She is. She is. If you, uh, I don't like. Okay. I don't mind beating up on women. I don't. But I don't want to say that they're a terrible mother, but when you look at their children, I went on Willow Smith's IG. Poor girl is just crying. I couldn't do nothing but write her a letter, saying, "Hey, I couldn't even imagine what it's like to have two mega star parents, and what that does to a child, and how you fit into the world." My heart goes out to you. Just know that you're loved. That's all that I was able to say about that. Um, oh, please fill me in on that, Nibs and Jabs. Oh man, okay, you gotta fill me in on that. Matter of fact, you want to come up? You don't have to show your face if you want to call in. That would be great. Call in. But it's this day and age. It's very hard to have a solid relationship, a solid marriage, without somebody coming in that was already in a relationship to where they got their heart broken, their trust is gone, and they come in with baggage that they didn't even heal from. So that also causes a lot of other issues. Now, whoever gets with Will Smith, I feel bad for her. I feel really bad. 25 years of being possibly mentally and psychologically abused. Now, she can't physically hurt Will. She can't. But she can do a whole lot of other damage on a completely different level. Let me see. Nibs and Jab says Harry went from a prince to a frog. Oh no, I like Prince Harry. I do. He's so adorable. He's adorable. He is. And Harry reminds me so much of Lady Diana. I like calling her. I call her Queen Diana. Her light was blown out so soon. She brought a lot of newness to the palace, to the kingdom. Um, really, Nibs and Jabs, you think Tupac is not deceased, but he's hiding? I don't know. I don't know. People have been saying that. He would be a hard person to keep quiet or to keep out of sight. He's a very hard person. But Harry reminds me a lot of Lady Diana. The causes that he takes, bucking against his father, which at that time Prince Charles did not go to his mother to have his mother help Lady Diana simply for the children. Now he divorced Lady Diana for Camilla, which I'm like, why? Why King Charles? I don't get it. I don't. But um, Lady Diana was very modern, and she did things with her children that she did things with her children that his mother didn't do with them. So as far as Tupac, I don't know. But I really like Lady Diana, and I see so much of her in Harry, but I see a lot of King Charles in William, even though William looks a lot like Lady Diana. My thoughts on that. So, question: do you think feminism has? I think as a woman. Okay, wait a minute. gonna be a good one. Okay, I think as a woman, we have this illusion that every day with a husband is going to be a happy day. I agree. Yeah, I agree with you because we were sold. Okay, okay, nips and jabs. Okay. Now, I remember growing up to where we were taught about our, and this is so true about the illusion. We were given this story that we had to find our our Prince Charming. He was going to take us out of our present day existence and then give us the best life that um, the only one who really has that is Meghan Markle. I mean, she got a prince, but but it most definitely is an illusion. It is. It is. But based on that, oh, I went over. I didn't want to go over an hour, but I wound up going over an hour. So I'm going to go ahead and uh, I'm going to go ahead and log off soon. But let me ask you again: a cheating wife does is a cheating wife a good mother? What are your thoughts on that? Is a cheating wife a good mother? Mm. Now let's unpack this real quick. Let's unpack this. If a wife cheats, Madame Udo said something. Mido, please forgive me for messing up your name. She said something rather interesting. She said that a cheating wife only thinks of herself. She doesn't think of the children, which is absolutely correct. She's not thinking of the children. She's only thinking about her own wants and needs and desires. Nothing to do with the family. So she made a commitment to her husband, but within that commitment, whatever occurred that made her want to seek comfort elsewhere, she, I don't know, she took it to her husband, saying, "Hey, husband, I love you, but my needs here are not being fulfilled. What can we do to make things better to where I can get something out of this relationship, get more out of it? I'm pretty sure you're getting something out of it. And then if you're not, tell me what you're not getting out of it so that we can be fulfilled together." This older woman told me, okay, this older woman told me many years ago, she said, in a relationship or in a marriage, you're going to have your peaks and you're going to have your valleys. She said, hold on to your peaks. And while you're in your peaks, work on your weaknesses in your marriage. So when you fall down into your valleys, you can survive it. And that was some of the best advice anyone has ever given. Because we don't think about, we only think about the sunshine, the sun being on our face, all the good times. We don't think about the rough times, the rain, the rainy days, and how we get past the rainy days. But Nibs and Jab says, whoa. Okay, she says, what kind of example does Jada set for her daughter and son? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So, and I'm going to say this. In my opinion, Jada has zero Zero boundaries, zero, none at all. Whenever you can go and have a relationship with your son's friend, I mean, that he brought to the family because his friend was having some mental health issues, and he thought that his family could help him get to the next level to get him out of that low state that August Alsino was in. And he brought his friend to his family in good faith. And Jada did what? I don't think helping him had anything to do, anything in your room where you sleep at was going to help his mental health. No, no, zero, no boundaries. Now, I want to tell you, if that were a man, if that were a man that did that, he would have been crucified, thrown in jail. He would have lost everything. Jada Pinkett Smith didn't lose a thing. She didn't lose anything. She didn't. And is she a terrible mother? I can't say she's a terrible mother, but I can say she's not giving a good, she's not a good example. Not a good example at all. If your friend if your child brings a friend who needs help to get them to the next level, then you help them. You truly help them. Not a sidestep into your bedroom. No. A sidestep to a doctor that can help him. And then with all the Tupac stuff, oh man, Jade, I just was too through. I couldn't believe it. And then just, I don't mean to deviate much. Please forgive me. Jada just really upsets me. She does. I don't even know the woman. I don't. But just what she does is very upsetting to me. I just don't think it's a good thing. But on that note, I want to thank you. And oh my goodness, Madam Nadeau, thank you for the donation. I really appreciate that. The money will most definitely help me. And you sponsored the live stream. On that note, I want to thank you because you could be anywhere in the world, like in Scotland. You could be anywhere, but you're here with me. And time is something that you never get back. I hope and pray that your time was well spent with me because you can never get it back. And I do thank you. On that note, I want to thank you for stopping by.